everyone, welcome back. I'm here today with a video that you guys have been super patient about. I've mentioned it a couple times and I know a lot of you are excited to see it because I know these are some of my favorite types of videos, but I am here with my craft room tour today, finally. So before we get started, I just wanted to tell you that I'm going to do a general room overview and then I'll walk you through the sections. But I'm not going to get super in depth. I'm not going to go into every single drawer. I'm not going to open everything up because I plan to have a series of videos after this where I do that. So if you are curious what is in all these drawers, you will see. Or if you wanted to know what's on my cart, my Project Life card, that kind of stuff, it's coming. Be patient. This is my big craft room tour. You can see a little bit of it in the background. I've mostly tidied up for you. I didn't go too crazy though, because otherwise you would never have this video and nobody wants that. So with no further ado, here's my craft room.
Okay, so this is where you enter my craft room. This is one half of a finished basement, a little less than one half. On this side is where the kids area is, so it's all the way open. I'm not going to show you because that would be terrible. It looks awful. And back behind me over here is another like bedroom storage area where I do put some extra stuff I might show you later, and a little bathroom. So I do have access to water down here. And I do have those nice doors. I used to be on the other side. Again, not going to show it to you, but because we built a hot tub over there and had a whole bunch more wood put up to support it, I don't have as great a view. So I moved over here so I could get the light. I apologize for this light in the way, but this is my craft room. I do plan to attach a track, I think, right here to the drop ceiling. I found one online, and put a curtain. So if I want to, I can divide it off. But kind of going around the room, got some dog toys down here. This is my jewelry making table, and I used to make jewelry. I still kind of do occasionally. I actually repair more stuff than I do anything else. And I have a whole bunch of Lego underneath that I need to work on. And I'll get closer and walk you through everything. But this is my craft room. It's a great little space. That door right there is just to the utility room where we have an extra fridge and like the hot water heater and stuff like that. So basically, I'll have kids coming in and out of this door occasionally because we do walk out, but otherwise it's in a great spot to get good light, and that's it. So I'm gonna walk you around this way. But first, before I walk you around, let's talk about this desk. This is a custom made desk. My husband made it for me. I used to have two IKEA tables back to back, and they made this 5 by 5 foot surface, and I loved it. But we decided that I needed more storage, and he basically replicated it. So this is 5 by 5. So it is huge. That is because I do occasionally do some quilting and stuff like that, and I like to be able to spread out all my fabric. And it has these 4 pillars that they built for me, and we didn't build in drawers because I wasn't sure what I wanted. So he built them to fit all these little storage containers, and it's perfect. And you can see I have some carts underneath it. That stuff right there is for when I go take painting classes at the local community college. That's my go bag. But this side, I don't use the storage as often because the kids will sit right here when I'm crafting, and they'll sit and they'll spread out here and craft, and maybe on the other side. So I have some craft paint for them here. This is my special paint, more craft paint. That's all of my ribbon and stuff. And then over on this side is kind of a hodgepodge, a mess right now. I have puzzles because I do plan to start putting a puzzle there because the kids like to work on puzzles and talk to me. And I think that's craft fun foam and felt and stuff like that, which is going to be finding a different home at some point. So now let's walk over here. That's the jewelry table with all my Lego underneath. But we're going to ignore that hot mess for now, and we're going to look at this thing. So this used to be a cabinet for my records because I do have a record player, but when I moved the room around, I repurposed it. So I'll show you later, but what I put in here is all of things that I store by collection and also themed things. And I just have some decorative stuff on top. Underneath it though, there is a basket, and anything that I know needs to be organized into those themed things, I will stick in that basket until it gets full enough that I need to organize it and put the things away, which, as you can see, it is just about there. So we have dog bed. Of course, my dog is a big weenie and she gets scared by anything, so she can't be under my table or any closer. She likes to be in the corner there, and we have bells for her so she can tell me when she needs to go out. This right here is my recycling bin. I like to recycle as much as I can, so I keep a giant bin there that I can just toss stuff in as I go. And then when I'm full, I just take it outside, and I will stack up cardboard right there. It's usually a hot mess, honestly. Down here, you will see, I won't pull it out for you. That's one of the smaller videos I'd like to do, but this is my stamp storage. I have a whole bunch of stamps on top, and my binders where I've stamped everything, they're under there. So I have you on a gimbal, so hopefully I'm not making you sick. This is my craft cart that started everything. My husband and I a couple of years ago found this at Home Depot, and I absolutely love it. Again, I'm not going to walk you through everything. My sewing machine's in here, and my big things like my Cricut are here, and then I have some sewing stuff, some ephemera, and this top drawer has a whole bunch of like pens and all of my refills and stuff like that. But again, I'll show you more in depth later. So I have a pegboard above it. My husband mounted this IKEA light for me so I can get more light. I should have turned that on for you. He 3D printed me this cute little like painty thing, and I have some paintbrushes sitting in it. I thrifted this cookies thing, and it just has some very soft alpaca yarn in it with my, I'm not going to say her name, right on top so I can listen to music. And then that's my stencils right there, and extra photos, and just a notebook. Most of this I don't use terribly often. It's much more for show than anything else. I do have my stamping platforms there, and my thread is what I use this most often for. So I keep my thread color coded there, and I have my twine as well. Always need some paper towels. Beside that is my printer, and the box underneath it is what keeps my papers in it. This big painting right here, piece of art, I got it from Home Goods, and we'll see if we can get up close for you. It's very textured, and I love that, but I'm not a fan of the all white. I want some paint in here, so I'm gonna paint it. That is not what that is for. That was just a test thing. But continuing down, so all my paintbrushes are here. This thing is holding all of my current like art journal supply things. Let me get closer for you. Push my thing out of the way. You can see underneath this vase, I have those color cubes, and I can't wait to dive into them. I have a Keurig. I do put like a little paper towel border barrier, that's a good word, around it when I make coffee so that it doesn't splash all over my stuff. Okay, then I have my fancy Epson printer with some things on top that I want to scan. And then up there, I just keep all my art books. And my daughter just made that love for our kitty cat, who at the time of this has not passed away, but is on his way, unfortunately. So she made that memorial, and we propped it up there. So I will back up again and go to the bottom for you here. So we extended this. This whole wall was a labor of love. When I moved over here, I lost a whole bunch of storage. I had a big built-in area. And so I knew I wanted a lot of storage, and I prefer storage in drawers. And these are all from IKEA. These are the tall Alex units, and these are the shorter ones. I really wanted to include the wide ones, but no matter how I ran the math, I couldn't get them to fit, because the Alex units are really annoying because the depths are not the same, and even the height of this one and the wide one are not the same, which is also kind of irritating. But anyway, this is what I ended up with, and I love it. So what we did was we got a similar piece of wood to extend this. I have this nice long counter that I can spread out on. I usually put my Cricut up there, and when I have big projects going on, which I just cleaned off, I'll put them up there. It's very much like a dining table where it piles and piles and piles of things, but you know, it is what it is. Under here, this is my main scrapbooking cart, and I'd love to show you. So whenever I scrap, I pull it right here. This is my desk. So I'm sitting there and I pull it right there, and it has all of my most used stuff in there. You can see my ATGs down there, all of my scissors and staplers and pens, and then in there I keep like adhesive, all that kind of stuff. It's very useful. These are all of my letter alpha stickers, and behind it I have storage for things that I don't use quite as much, like some washi and stuff like that. I will not go through all of the drawers because that is way too much, but suffice to say the ones on the far end here, ones I don't use as often, I keep like electronics and supplies stuff there, office supplies. I have some Happy Planner kind of recipe things in there, and my vinyls down there. Project Life extra cards are in here. I don't remember. Oh, I think, no, I don't remember what's in the middle here. This is a lot of art journaling stuff here and markers and stuff like that. And then here is where I have a lot of my most used stuff, a lot of paints and that kind of stuff. Supplies there. Again, go through it later. So, turn you back around to my desk here. So, giant monitor that my husband got me because he's a snob. When I started working from home, I'm like, gosh, you can see the mess over there. But this is my command center, and I do plan to have him move this to this side of my desk where you see this. So this box is that one I always pull out in my videos where I am looking through my newest stuff. And this is where I film. I like it, but you can see I had to put something on it, some vellum to kind of damp the light down. And let's get a little closer so you can see and not look at the back. Keep my iPad there so I can watch stuff. These are things I want to use up. A candle, always. A rock my daughter gave me. And then, I think over here, keep my coffee warm, my microphone, and then I just keep this over here for notes and stuff like that. So let's back up. These are super useful, what I keep on either side of my chair. So this right here is all ephemera, that big ephemera project that you guys haven't seen yet that I'm reorganizing, but I've teased you about. That's where that lived and will eventually live. And down here is where I have like my 6x12 stickers and my enamel dots. I'll get into that later. And then on my left hand side, since I'm right-handed, I keep stuff that I don't use quite as often. But this is mixed media stuff here. And underneath here is where I have extra paper, my apron. You can see my heat tool sits in there. And I have a roll of cheapo paper that I can cover my desk in for the kids or for me when we're getting messy and that kind of thing. Love my chair. This is a branch chair. Again, I was having issues when I started working from home with back problems and whatnot. So we got this and I absolutely love it. I did change the wheels out though for the rollerblade wheels. Highly recommend that if you can, because it makes things glide so smoothly. Under here, I keep my trimmer. I really want to do something so it like stays on the wood, like some magnetic thing. Haven't gotten there yet, or some just holder, because right there I end up hitting it with my foot and it falls over and it scares my scaredy cat dog. So anyway, that's where it lives for now. This other cart is a new cart. It's a teeny tiny one, the newest one. It's the one from IKEA, but I found out that Michael's also has them, and I prefer the Michael's carts because they're corners are a lot squarer, so you can fit more stuff in there. But I think I'm going to use it for die cuts and stuff like that. We will see. Maybe ink storage. The problem, because it is tinier and it fits underneath there, is that the drawers or the containers, I don't know what to call them, the things are a lot closer together, so you really can't store anything big in there. I forgot to tell you, my other cart though over here is one of the normal ones. I just took off the top tier so that it would slide under my desk. Trash can, and then let's go over here. Gimbal, switch for me. So this here is my Project Life cart, and I pull it over next to my desk when I'm working on Project Life stuff, and I just have a whole mess of stuff in there. You can see all my Project Life cards, not all, some of my Project Life cards, a little trash can, and Cricut Joy down there, which I haven't used yet. Shh. And then we're almost done. Back to where I was standing over there. Okay, so I painted this piece of art, and I do plan to mount it on the wall. This is a little easel. It's meant for painting on, but I prop up my most recent 12x12s on there. This is the Lego Bird of Paradise, I think, that my son made and so kindly has let me put in my space. So that's my record player over here. And right now it has some albums piled on top of it. In a minute, I'll show you why they're piled there and what my plans are for that space. But for now, This is another piece of furniture my husband and my father-in-law built for me. I keep all my paper here. And so this is like my cardstock, all of that. They're specialty papers, vellum and deli paper. All of my decorative papers are here, and here you can see my washi tape on them to show you. So this one's cardstock in colors, and then I put the washi on there so you can see this one's all the neutrals, this one's the warm colors, the cool colors, and so on and so forth. Down here, this box is what I pull out when I splatter so that I don't splatter all over everything. And all this stuff is my storage stuff. So if I need more storage pockets, they're in here. These right here are all of my Project Life page protectors. This basket is where I keep all of my kits in their bags, and it is just about full, so I really need to do some more kit catch-ups. And then these are albums that I'm working in, a lot of Project Life albums, some baby albums of the kids, and then our family albums, which I haven't shown you yet. I'm going to walk around to the other side so you can see this stuff a little bit better. Please hold. Okay, here we are. So we looked at that side. Kits. This is where I keep projects that are kind of in progress or that I want to do, and I keep all the pieces together. So there's like a mini album in there that I want to make of my daughter and my trip to New York for her birthday. That's in there, stuff like that. This is where I keep my 6x8 page protectors and stuff because I don't do a lot of 6x8 albums. Clearly, I have 1, 2. And then my finished art journal, junk journal. And then my records are right there, so they're underneath the record player. This mess right here is my future Project Life. I kind of batch it by season so that I work in the same colors for a while. I'm very slow, so I'm very behind. But then I have down here, this is some more like in progress projects. My plan, what I like to ask my husband and father-in-law to do next is I want to get rid of this lamp, and I want them to build me something similar to this, but tall, so that I can put my albums and stuff in there in a basket like that. So that's my plan. Cross my fingers that it actually gets done in time. But they're so good to me to make all of my furniture because they made this. Of course, they made the desk. They helped put together all that stuff, and they made the countertops and everything for me. But anyway, let me step back and I will give you one last look at my craft room. Let me know in the comments, what do you want to see me go through first? Do you want to know how I store all my themed stuff? Do you want to know what's in the tool cart? Do you want to know what's in the drawers? Do you want to see how I do my paper storage? Do you want to see either the Project Life or my craft cart? Any of that, or something I haven't mentioned? Let me know. But thanks for joining me. Bye.